back in Week 10. The Titans lost a blowout in their previous matchup against the Black Knights. Can London finish the sweep? Find out next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle with the Tennessee Titans. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at the Londoners as they get ready here. They've gone a full half season since their last loss, winners of 8 in a row.
And you don't get on win streaks like this without your defense playing a big role. They've created quite an identity, and I know they want and expect this streak to get to 9.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Titans, they come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16.
Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now, he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. They'll come out throwing here on first down, eluding the pressure right.
He'll find his man, LaVisca Chenault.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws that quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes 2 to tango. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Flushed out right.
That's going to be caught. It's Chenault.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Just shy of the 20. Little glimpse of his athleticism there and what they're going to have to deal with. He can use his legs to dance around back behind the line of scrimmage and beyond the line of scrimmage.
And wouldn't you love to get a copy of their defensive scouting report going into the week? Because that's been stressed the whole time. Keep him bottled up. Keep him in the pocket. But it's the first drive of the game and emotions are running high. Someone forgot that, trying to make a big play and gave up a bigger one instead.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. First and goal. And they'll run with Etienne.
Able to pout, and he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown.
Travis Etienne.
His 9th touchdown of the season.
And the Black Knights take it right down the field and score on the opening drive.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it was capped off by a Travis Etienne touchdown run.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
Now returning it, Antonio Callaway. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Titans set to take over behind their quarterback, Ryan Tannehill.
And I'll bet right now it's just one thought in his mind.
Win the game, yeah.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He played pretty well. I mean, he didn't turn over the ball in terms of interceptions,
no,
right?
2 touchdown passes last week.
2 touchdown passes, but when your team doesn't win, that's just hollow. And the best quarterbacks don't care about anything but whether or not.
Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, this team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through, and I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's London with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's a give to Etienne, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. His throw incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of him, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete. But give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field to the left on a crossing route. And he was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
That one almost intercepted, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be 2nd down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. On the move to his left. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. He'll look to throw. A slant to Jones. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st. Etienne. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Travis Etienne with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Black Knights add 6 to their lead. So his strong 1st half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack. And you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line. And he's able to take it into the end zone.
Lambo on for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was capped off by a Travis Etienne touchdown run. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And that'll
That'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. On 2nd and 11 now. Tannehill. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
On is Kern, the punter, to send this one away. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And he's found the end zone twice, and now I'm guessing he's thinking, hey, let's find it 3 times.
And you got to figure from the defensive perspective, how has he gotten there twice? What are we going to do to keep him out for a 3rd time? How do we tighten things down? Because he and his offensive mates, they are really in sync right now.
Flush to his right. Complete to Jones. And all the way down to the 36-yard line. And a huge play that time. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw.
On the slant, he'll get it to Jones.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Wiggles free and able to work his way down to the 16.
60 yards rushing for him, as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. On 2nd down, Etienne once more.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
On play action, they'll throw. He'll buy some time right. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. They'll throw now on the final play. And it's caught. Touchdown. Marvin Jones in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Black Knights would extend their lead here just before halftime.
Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And it's now 21-0. A drive that time of 6 plays.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Well, the white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we've reached halftime here. Charles has already thrown off his headset. He's out here. He says, it's Christmas Day. I'm going home. We're not done yet, though. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
We'll kick things off with an interconference matchup. The New York Giants on the road at Indianapolis. And you can see an 8-point game as they've gone to the intermission. Carson Wentz has thrown a couple of touchdown passes there. From there, we head up to the Motor City to check in on the Lions at home at Ford Field. And they trail that one over the visiting Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers with 2 touchdown passes. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie. See what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And that one all even as they play the visiting Carolina. Continuing on, here's a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Titans. And the rushing numbers should tell the story of why they trail at the half. They're still in single digits in yardage as a team through 2 quarters of play. That's not good. Meanwhile, for our home team, they had a little bit more success on the ground than their opponents did. And that should set them up well for the second half to come. Both teams making their final adjustments. We're closing in on the second half. And for the call, let's get you back over to London, where we rejoin Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Tennessee offense making their way out onto the field as you take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And for one of the final 3 wild card spots with 2 weeks to go, but you know there are others, Charles, kind of nipping at their heels a bit.
In each conference now making the playoffs. So that brings more important games to the end of the season. So in theory, more teams alive for a postseason berth later in the year.
From the 31, Tannehill. He's got his tight end, Anthony Ferkser. Short of the 45 at the 44. A first down carry for Henry. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
Tannehill's throw here into the hands of Jones. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. A handoff, running left, Henry. And he's going to be out of the gun, Tannehill. Is complete to Jones. 9 yards. Now Tannehill. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he will have a Titans first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Back to the ground now. It's Henry. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
I remember watching Derrick Henry come out of Alabama and sitting with some scouts, and one of the debate points with him was, while at Bama, how often did he have to deal with contact near the line of scrimmage? They were so good up front that he often got to the 2nd level pretty easily. I think he's starting to answer those questions with runs like that. He's a physical guy.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. A shotgun handoff to Henry. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. So a little extra time to ponder this 3rd and goal as we played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now here in London. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
Henry again. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Derrick Henry with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Titans are finally on the board here in the fourth quarter. Rosas good with the extra point. And the lead will be cut down to 14. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And he returns this to the 22.
All day, baby, all day.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Now all of a sudden we've got an interesting game here. You just saw them go down and score a touchdown. And what was a comfortable lead at halftime, it's down to a two-score game.
And so the obvious thought is they've got to ramp things back up again. Got to get the offense into high gear. But we've seen this before. When you've kind of been in shutdown mode for a while thinking that you're okay, it's hard to mash the gas again and have everything work perfectly. They've got to fashion together a good drive right here and now.
Because defensively, got to be feeling confident. They haven't allowed a point this half. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. 2nd and 4. Escaping the pressure right. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just scared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Eluding the pressure right. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. That is an absolute backbreaker. That was a design passing play, wasn't a draw. You think you got him stopped, good coverage downfield, and he's able to pick up the first with his legs. Defensively, that kicks into your psyche and hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and here's the thing. Anytime you give up a first down, it hurts you psychologically, but it hurts more when they get it this way because you've covered everything. He didn't have any place to throw the football. He takes off running and picks it up anyway, and now you have to stay on the field for an extra set of downs.
And really could have used that stop trailing here in the 4th. On 1st down, right back to Etienne. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 111 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Flushed out right. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
The kick by Lambeau is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Callaway, the return man. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive.
They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. On 1st and 10, Tannehill.
This will go to Henry out wide.
And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. Now Tannehill. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Here's Tannehill. He's got a man. It's Firkser, the tight end. And he will have a Titans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And now he lost the football. Tannehill loses it. And this is picked up by the defense. And now off to the races down the right side. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week. He's smiling. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Callaway, the return man.
And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Now Tennessee going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. Another try after the 1st down sack. Tannehill, throw left side complete. That's Jones. And right around the 20, he'll head out of bounds. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Tannehill. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for Tennessee. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt.
And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. The offense back out there at the line ready for their next drive.
And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4.
And this is caught. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line.
So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown. And that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for the home team here, it's another win for them, and you wonder if they want a redo on that 1 loss as they sit now at 14-1. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for the Titans, their playoff hopes take a big hit as they fall to 8-7. And they'll try again next week at home against Philadelphia.